Have you ever wondered why software companies seem to be drowning in cash? Today I'm going to tell you about my experiences in the software world and show you all the exact business models they use to build their massive wealth and why they are so profitable. If you don't know me yet, my name is Richard and I'm a software engineer living here in Switzerland. And on this channel I'll show you everything about the job, the financial aspects, and who knows, maybe becoming a software millionaire at some point. So if you want to join me on that journey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Alright, enough of me. Let's talk about the business model of all the software companies out there. The one core thing all software companies leverage is very simple. Software is scalable. Very scalable. Think about it. Once you build a software product of any kind, you can sell it 10, 100, a million times without really spending much more. It's not like building a car or any other physical product really. But the real magic happens with subscriptions, or in other words, recurring revenue. Companies like Google, OpenAI, or Adobe, just to name a few, don't just sell you their software once. No. They want you to keep giving them money every single month, and best case, never stop doing that. And they're doing everything they can to keep it that way, because once you miss a payment, they immediately suspend your account and ask you kindly to renew your subscription. So even if you've paid them for years, once you stop, you're out. So combining that with the fact that they can replicate their software infinitely, you can see that as time goes by and their product gets more attention and more users start using it, their revenue has the potential to grow exponentially. Of course, they have to keep their customers happy, because if too many people cancel, that can slow things down. But overall, this business model is a goldmine. Okay, but not all the companies make their money with subscriptions, right? Well, there are a lot of different software models out there that all do generate a lot of money for those companies. Some more, some less. But one model that every one of you has experienced for sure is ad-supported software. The best example for this is a classic free app in the App Store. You normally don't even have any limitations or paywalls inside the app, but the app is getting bombed with ads all the time. Every other action you're trying to do, there's the next video ad pop up that you can skip in 5 seconds. It's very annoying, but of course that's on purpose, because for the very small price of whatever amount per month, you can use their app entirely app-free, and just like that, we're back in the subscription model. The next model are enterprise software licenses of the big software companies everybody knows. The best example for this one is Microsoft Office. You know, every company uses Word, Excel, or PowerPoint, and most companies just pay them one big licensing fee per year to have X amounts of users for all of their employees. It's a pretty boring model, but it still makes them billions every year. Another great model, and probably the most honorable in the developer community, is making money through open source monetization. So basically a company or a single person can create a software product of any kind and offer it for completely free, and even publish the source code for everyone to look at and to adjust to their own needs. And if the software is very good, and some people might even depend on it or build their own product on top of it, they want to make sure that the software keeps getting maintained by the guy who made it. You know, fixing security issues and updating it regularly, just maintaining it. So they start supporting the maintainer with a monthly payment that they think is fair to contribute their part of keeping the software alive. Some people make a full-time living out of that, and I've also supported an open source product in the past called Alpine.js. This guy even quit his job to maintain his projects full-time, and only Alpine.js here has 176 of monthly supporters, which pay him some amount every month. Of course, there's also the huge gaming industry selling their software with game sales, so one-time payments usually. But meanwhile, almost every game offers you microtransactions through in-app purchases like skins or coins, etc. Or again, subscriptions if you include something like the Xbox Game Pass or similar. Another one that is incredibly profitable is the API ecosystem model. What they do is charging any user of their API a very small usage or transaction fee. The best example out there is probably Stripe or any other payment service provider. Their service generally is completely free. You can register an account and integrate their payment API into your own app at zero cost. They even provide you with a very good documentation and guides to make it as simple as possible for you to use. But as soon as your app goes live and payments start coming in, they take a cut of every single transaction they're processing for you. And the best part for them is that they're not taking a fixed amount, like $1 for example. No, they take a fixed percentage of each transaction they make for you. So Stripe, for example, takes up to 2.5% plus a little extra fee from each payment you receive using their services. Meaning the more money you make, the more money you pay them. It's a pretty good deal for them, and it's probably the reason why they're almost a $100 billion company. And the last model I want to talk about is standard tailor-made software in the B2B market. It's also the one I'm working in at the moment. I work in a smaller company with about 20 devs working on all sorts of projects. Companies come to us and tell us about their very specific business need that no standard software can solve. Then we plan everything and figure out what exactly they need and start developing it. We are usually working on a fixed budget in the initial development phase, and later, when the software lifecycle begins, there are often something like fixed retainers to cover maintenance or minor improvements. Okay, now we've talked about a bunch of different models, but they all have one thing in common. They are extremely profitable. Some more than others, sure, but overall they're making mad bank. But why? What's the secret that makes software companies so ridiculously profitable? The answer is pretty simple, but it has a few layers. The first one is software solves real problems. It often makes people's lives easier, more efficient and more productive, and it's not just a nice to have thing. In many cases it's essential. Could a modern accounting firm function without accounting software, or could a hospital manage patient records without a database? The answer is obviously no. And that exactly is the key. Some companies don't just sell software as a convenience, they sell a solution for critical problems. And once you start selling solutions for critical problems, you have pricing power. People are absolutely willing to pay premium prices for software that makes their lives or their businesses better. And there often aren't any alternatives anymore, like try running a global logistic company with pen and paper. Good luck with that. But it's not just about solving critical problems, it's more about scalability, which we talked about earlier. Once the software is built and ready to use, the cost of distributing it to millions of users is minimal. That means that the marginal cost of each additional user is very low, which leads to insane profit margins. We're talking about 60, 70 or 80%, which is just crazy. Now you might be thinking, okay, but they need to pay the developers and they usually cost a lot of money, and that is true. Software companies do pay their developers some of the highest salaries in the job market. But here's the thing, even with those high salaries, the cost of labor is still relatively cheap compared to the revenue they generate. A small team of skilled developers could in theory create a product that generates $1 million or billions per year. That's the power of leverage. So software companies do make a lot of money, sure. But what do they do with all of it? Well, one thing that is very positive for all of us developers is they're investing in a good working environment. And that is definitely one of the reasons why the software engineering job has become such a desirable profession in the past few years, because you always see those fancy offices and shiny perks and benefits and salaries you see all over YouTube. I've done my part to that as well. I mean, yeah, sure. Some of these perks are really good, like high salaries or comprehensive insurance and vacation time and flexible working hours and all this kind of stuff. But let's be real, a lot of it is just shine and glamour. I'm talking about those fancy office spaces with ping pong tables and nap pods and free foods and snacks and the company-sponsored social events. Those things are nice, but they're not the real reason why most people choose to be a software developer and work at such a company. So what will the future of software companies bring? Well, AI is obviously going to play a big role in my opinion. It's already changed how new software is being developed, and this is gonna get bigger in the years to come. Also, it seemed to me to be more difficult to find a new developer job recently, since AI is getting better every day, but I still think that we might have some good years left before AI might replace us eventually. So there you have it, that's how software companies make so much cash they don't even know what to do with it. Not sure if I said it in the video, but that doesn't mean that you can just create a software and become rich. It actually must be good. And if you want to see how we build new software in a professional environment, click this video right here somewhere. And since you're still watching this, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Come on, you're clearly interested in this type of content, and I'll promise I'll make more. Leave a like and a comment for the algorithm, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.